But I thank God every day that we did. Kelly got Ed and I involved in a pretty incredible book project. We have a modern entrepreneurs book coming out, and she's so skilled at everything she does. She is, I don't know if you guys know a little bit about her, but she has done TV, she has done radio, she has personally trained Montel Williams. She was like the first person to start boot camp classes, and she's just like Miss Fitness USA. She knows everything there is about fitness, but she's also a very loving, caring, and compassionate wife and mom and friend, and everything she does with heart. And this is not the first Blitz that we've asked her to participate in, and she's just always willing to roll up her sleeves and chip in and offer her knowledge. So I'm going to mute everyone out, if that's okay, and we'll certainly unmute and chat a little bit at the end, and I'm going to pass it over to you, Kelly. Take it away. I'm really excited.
Oh, thank you, Ange. It is my pleasure. Happy to be here. Sleeves are rolled up, so let's have some fun and do this. You know, when Ange invites me, I always say yes, because it's so much fun. My team loves her, I love her, and there's so much extra energy and momentum when you put leaders together. And sometimes even Jesus couldn't be a prophet in his own town. And it's just great to hear from other people, and the energy and the ideas just flow. So when Ange asked me to train, I was thinking about, well, what do I want to train on? And it brought me back to one of the first top achievers that I went to. And I know Angela was there. I'm not sure if Drew or Laura, some of the others were on the call, but David Wood was the presenter, and he was doing this personality profile. And you've probably seen different ones, whether it's strength finders or shapes or colors or animals. There's all different ways you can do it, but ultimately there's different categories that people can be placed into that they tend to be a little bit more dominant in one. So here you have the top achievers in Isagenix. So David isn't quite sure how this is going to go. And he's pretty much expecting that everyone is going to be kind of like Angela and I, just driver, get the job done, take action, be a doer, just, make it happen. And he was surprised to see that of the four categories, the room was broken up, a fourth, and a fourth, and a fourth. So it was a little bit of everyone. So when you look at the top achievers, some of them are introverted. I couldn't believe that Kathy Savage raised her hand for introvert. I was like, Kathy Savage is introverted? And then there were analytical people in the room. And then there were people who were the peacemakers. And there were people who just loved to have a party. I mean, so right away, it just kind of leveled the playing field and took away the disbelief that you have to be a certain personality to be successful at this. So if you look around the room of the top achievers in Isagenix, they weren't all born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They didn't all have a Harvard education. They didn't all have backgrounds in nutrition. I mean, there really wasn't any common denominator, and it didn't matter because it just went to show you that absolutely anyone can do this. So David said, so what is it that the people in this room, why are they the top achievers? What's the difference maker that they have that the other 600,000 people in Isagenix aren't in this room? And what it came down to is belief. He said, if you want to be successful in Isagenix, your belief needs to be a 10, and it needs to be a 10 in these areas. Number one, the products. Now, just quickly in the chat, record there if you said yes that very first time to Isagenix for product, for business, or both. I have a feeling what a majority is going to be, but just type product, business, or both. Let us know what you got in for. So a 10 in the products. It needs to be a 10 in this company. You need to have a belief in Isagenix that is a 10. Otherwise, you're going to fall short. Your belief in the comp plan. It needs to be a 10 in order to do very, very well. You can't have your head in the sand about the comp plan or not understand it or believe in it. And your belief in network marketing needs to be a 10. And the final thing was your belief in yourself. So I'm seeing about 95% product. I'm not surprised. That's usually, about right. If you're talking to people like Angela and I know Laura got started for the product, Drew got started for the business. So there are some, but a majority of us got started for the product. So I'm not going to talk about product at all because I know you are all sold out on this product. You are a 10. I mean, you wouldn't be on this call if you were not a 10 on the product. I'm also really not going to talk about Isagenix as a company because let's face it, I don't know where you would do better than this company. I mean, this company has nothing but good news. I mean, look at our leadership, look at the growth, look at the awards, look at the strategy, the people they hire every single day. We just have nothing but good news, new products. We have new I mean, I don't know anywhere else where you can go and be surrounded by such positivity. So I'm not even going to talk about the company because I don't know a better one than this that you could even beat. The two things that I do want to talk about are network marketing and you. I think those are the two areas. Maybe you're a 10 in both, but probably where we need the most strengthening and the most growth. I didn't go to my first network marketing training outside of Isagenix until year 5, and I'm 6 and a little bit years into this. I didn't know what network marketing was when I said yes to Isagenix. I had never heard of it, never bought or sold anything in network marketing. I was green. I was just so excited and enthusiastic about the product and thankfully shared with a lot of people and did okay. But didn't start really understanding the business and the industry until about a year and a half ago when I went to my very first training with the founder of Herbalife. And now I've done lots of training, but here's some things I learned about network marketing. There's a few different ways that we can make money. And you've all probably tried some of them. Everyone's probably worked for someone at some point in your life, and you know what that's like. Some of the downfalls to that are pretty just stifling. Your income could be stifled, your decision making. I mean, there's so many downsides to working for someone if you're someone who has big dreams. If you don't mind putting on a suit and commuting downtown, sitting in a cubicle, doing a job that 68% of people hate, hoping for a 2% raise and an extra day's vacation, that might be okay for you. Another way that we can make money is in a franchise. On a franchise, we know that you need at least 20,000 up to 200, 300,000. Huge risk. The average franchise owner brings home about $50,000 a year. Did you know that the average stay-at-home person brings home $60,000 a year without the overhead, without the risk, without the expense? We could be in sales, and really everything is sales. But in sales, you start from zero every single day with sales. So we know that with Isagenix, we've got a team, and it's residual, and it's building. So, there's several of the ways that you could look like to earn money. But what I love was what Drew said last week was, if not this, then what? So I don't know what the other whats might look like for you. Do you have a family-run business? Again, a lot of risk, a lot of stress, a lot of hours. Your neck is on the line, your house is on the line, and 90% of businesses fail. So hopefully that increases your belief in this being a viable option. And I'm going to share a few statistics with you. More than 2 million people are doing network marketing. One person is enrolling in network marketing every 17 minutes. Why not you? Why wouldn't they enroll with you if someone's enrolling every 17 minutes? Network marketing accounted for $36 billion last year. That's more than the increase they had in regular retail sales. We grew by 5%. That's amazing. Nationwide, this blew me away. 1 in 6 households has someone in network marketing. Someone is using a product in network marketing, and 1 in 6 households, and that's only going to grow. So nearly 3 in 10 millennials are involved in network marketing. That's pretty encouraging. That might make you shift who you're speaking to and who your market is. More than 77% of people in direct marketing are women. We know that 20% of Americans are Latinos. So maybe a market to think about who you might niche with. People who are involved in network marketing have annual incomes over $50,000. That's higher than the American average income. That's just one person. That's not a family. 50,000. That's pretty encouraging. I heard someone the other day, and I wish I got his name, that said if you stay in network marketing for 10 years working it, you have a 90% chance of becoming a millionaire. And every single one of you are on your way to becoming a millionaire if you don't quit. If you keep doing the income producing activities and not quit, within 10 years, you have a 90% chance of being a millionaire. Most people can't say that who have a regular job. People involved in direct selling, they just have a different attitude about entrepreneurship than people who have jobs. They're open to it. They don't mind putting themselves out there. Here's what they love. 65% love the flexibility. So that's why we get into this, for the freedom and the flexibility of time and money. 62% do it for the discounts on the products. That's really awesome too. I thought this was cool. 23% do it for the recognition. How many people came from jobs that they didn't get noticed? I mean, maybe they got a Christmas card. Look at the recognition in this company, all the different ways that you can be recognized. I mean, they send you flowers, you get marched up on stage, they send you notices. We have regional managers recognizing us. We get recognized by our leaders, and that recognition, people love that. So the income potential. 59% of people get into network marketing for the income potential. So here's just a couple of things on stats, because I know the stats don't move people emotionally, but there's 10 million new millionaires that are going to happen in MLM in the next 10 years. You can be one of them. 10 million new MLM millionaires. Network marketing is only number 2 to realtors for creating the most millionaires. That's pretty amazing, because realtors work really hard too, and they start from zero. They just have to go, I mean, they sell one house, but then they can go months without having income, months without selling another house. So this is another way that you can have an income increase. So hopefully that, gave you more stats on network marketing. And Paul Zane Pilzer, if you haven't read any of his books, he's an economist. And the cool thing he says about network marketing is it covers so many industries. So especially with Isagenix, we're covering wellness, we're covering weight loss, we're covering athletics, anti-aging. These are all billion-dollar industries. And if you look at combining that with e-commerce, it's a trillion-dollar industry that we're connected to. And Isagenix is the sweet spot because it combines all of them. So I hope that your belief in network marketing is increased. And I'd like you to think for a moment about some of the leaders in Isagenix and how they posture themselves regarding network marketing. Do you think if you asked Susan Sly or Emily and Hayden Vavra or Chris and Lori Harder about network marketing, that they would cringe about it, that they would be embarrassed about it, they would be afraid to say it? They are proud to say, I'm a network marketer. You think Lynn Hagedorn or Michael Klaus is embarrassed to say that they're in network marketing? So we need to be more bold about that and not feel like, ooh, it almost hurts my ears to say I'm a network marketer. That's unprofessional, or that's like a used car salesman. It's not. It's legitimate. It is amazing. And we need to build not only a thick skin, but really a confidence and a boldness about network marketing, that it's something you're proud of. Because if you're not, you're never going to be able to do well with this. It has to be a 10. So practice that in your mind. Practice it out loud. I'm a network marketer. That's part of who you are and what you do. It's an extension of you. It's the industry we're in. It's the business we're in. And we can't try and hide it or skirt it or not be confident about it. So whatever it's going to take for you to build your belief, if you have any questions about it, if there's any hangups you have about network marketing, ask away. Put questions there in the chat and we will address those. Angela, just stop there for a minute if there's anything you want to add about the business of network marketing.
I had an opportunity to go and speak to Congress in Washington, D.C. on behalf of Isagenix. And it was Direct Selling Day. And I just sat with my local representatives and I shared my story with them, that I went from Child Protective Services earning about 50 grand a year. And now I have, I'm contributing to the New Jersey economy. I'm a great shopper, so I'm always adding back to the economy. I bought a home because of this. And like the assemblymen and the congressmen, they were all quite surprised that how this profession can change someone's life so much. I'm not a high school dropout. I'm somebody who's working very hard on my master's and on my PhD. And, we have to try to bring credibility to this profession because it is a profession. And I think that if you hold it in higher esteem, other people around you will begin to respect it. I'm not selling shakes out of my car. I'm a coach. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a financial, advisor. Like we are helping people. And I think equally as noble as I felt that I was out in the field doing child protective work, I feel equally as noble helping people improve their health and their financial well-being. And people who don't get it just don't get it yet. But it's our job to make sure that that changes. And I look at us as pioneers in this industry, because if it's not well known yet, it's our job to make it well known, to give it credibility. When a fitness expert like you, when someone who's a professional doctor like Dr. Dunsky, we have so many magnificent people that are bright enough, smart enough, open enough to take a look at this industry. And I just feel so incredibly proud. Those numbers blew me away, Kelly. I'm so glad this call is recorded because I want to share it with everyone.
I know, they're out there. I mean, there are magazines, there's obviously books. Eric Worre has GoPro, Todd Falcone has Fearless Networker. There's books that teach us how to be professional network marketers. We need to see this as a legitimate profession. And we have, Laura is a CPA, Angela's got a degree, I have a master's degree. More than 50% of people who do network marketing have college degrees. That's pretty amazing. It shows these are bright, intelligent people who put a lot into this decision. They didn't just, jump into it blindly when they decided to do this. These are smart people. So that is cool. Okay, good. And I love that. I love that we get to empower people and help people. And there's so many benefits to this. The freedom, for me is one of the absolute best. So, okay, good. If there's nothing else in there question-wise, let's talk about belief in you. Your belief in you being a 10. I was recently at an event. It's actually called Success Live. It was put on by Success Magazine. And there were 14 speakers, and they each came out. They had all been on the cover of Success Magazine, and they each had 20 minutes to give us their top success tips and tell their story. And this one woman who I didn't know, Dr. Gloria Maynard, her and her sister are the only two African-American women to ever graduate from Harvard. But she got up there and she just had this posture and she started speaking. I am rich. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am courageous. She went on for like 5 minutes. She had this whole thing and it kind of rhymed and it was, wow, so powerful. And she said, that's what I say to myself every morning in the mirror. And I thought, wow, if I woke up and said that to myself every morning, I would just feel totally unstoppable. Like you would start to believe that after a while. So when we look at belief in ourselves, one of the first things you can do is, count your wins, count your blessings, start every day with gratitude. And I know it seems so simple, but it works. Any one of us could probably cry ourselves through the day and cry ourselves to sleep if we wanted to. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of brokenness. Everyone's got issues. If we stop to think about it, my goodness, there's a lot of heavy, dark, ugly stuff out there. But we have a choice. Let's focus on what's good. Let's focus on what we're thankful for. Let's focus on the wins. Start every day and end every day with that. If you bookend your day with that, you start to believe it. You start somewhere. I'm thankful for this pen. I'm thankful for I have a phone. I'm thankful. Start somewhere and it gets easier, and do it throughout your day. And then you start teaching your kids that and your spouse picks it up. And before you know it, the criticism, the negativity stops and you start to believe it's true. Talk to yourself like a champion. We always have that voice that's going, you're not fat enough, no, you're not slim enough yet, you're not, you didn't earn enough money yet, you don't know the comp plan well, you can't teach this, you didn't watch all the videos yet. You stop that voice. You absolutely have to stop it. Talk like a winner, talk like a champion. You have what it takes. You have the tools, you have the support, you are smart enough. You just need to start building yourself up, because sometimes you're the only one who will. I mean, thankfully everyone here is on an amazing team, but you need to be able to be your own cheerleader and lift yourself up, because there will be those door kicking moments when the person who you brought to celebration just went and joined another company, or, we all have that person you just helped out, become consultant, didn't do their 100 BB. There's going to be those moments. So you have to have that voice all the time that's lifting you up, that's increasing your belief in you. So the thinking turns into the actions, turns into the habits, and you can turn it around. I mean, think about, do you know someone that every time you finish a conversation with them, you just feel great because they are so positive and so uplifting and so peace-filled and encouraging? Well, sometimes you need to be that to yourself, and you might need to be that to your team, because we don't know what people are going through. And when you're that going out, being that bright light, you have no idea who you're going to connect with, that could be your next business builder. So when you are walking around with that posture of energy and brightness and just looking for someone to help and encourage, you have no idea how that's going to come back to you. So always thinking positive. This is kind of cliche too, but it's so true. The goal setting. If you don't have the goals, you are being tossed around by the sea. Just life is hitting you. You are on a cruise to nowhere. This wave comes and you go this way. Another wave comes and you go this way. You have to have the goals. I mean, Isagenix created this right here on my desk. Hopefully everyone got a copy of this What Drives Us Goals book. Ange and I and all the leaders, we don't ask you to do anything that we haven't done. I mean, we use these books. We know our goals. You need to be on track with this, writing it down, reviewing it regularly, showing it to your leaders, show it to the people who support you, your spouse, your team. Otherwise, it's going to be a long, slow, difficult road to get there, and you might never get there. So better to think big, think bold, write it down, and stay on track. Because when you have that time in your calendar and you write, okay, Isagenix, Thursday from 1 until 5, that's my time. And then you sit down, you don't know what to do. And you start scrolling through social media. But if you have those goals written down, I'm going to make this many calls. I'm going to help this many people become consultants. I'm going to earn this much in the executive pool. I'm going to help this many people rank advance. Then you know what to do. You're focused on those income-producing activities, which basically is enrolling. I mean, when Kathy Coover, I heard her the first time say to spend 80% of your time enrolling, that sounded crazy to me because I was spending so much time managing my team. But that's the income producing, acquiring customers. If we're not acquiring customers, we can all say we want to help people. We can all say we want to lead. But if we're not acquiring customers, we can't do any of that. We're not going to see the transformations. We're not going to see the commissions increase. We're not going to see the executive pay. We're not going to earn the trips. We need to be focusing on acquiring customers. It doesn't work that way. You need to be committed to the hard work to make it happen. That's part of this. It's called network marketing because it takes work. We can't just rely on a team. Maybe you got on a great team and that's awesome, but the comp plan is designed so that you still need to do your part. So the word is commit. Commit to working hard. And that's what I ask people who say they want it. I go, are you committed to it? Because I'll work with you if you're committed. And here's how it goes. I give you something to do. You do it, then I give you something else to do, and you do it. So there's got to be this relationship of a commitment. I will commit to you fully. Any of your leaders will. But if I say go write a list of 20 people, then call me, don't call me until the list of 20 people is written. If I say set up the 3-way calls, then call me. That's how it works. You've got to do your part. You've got to be committed. Surround yourself with extraordinary people. When I grew up in New York, my dad worked for the Department of Sanitation, literally in the dump pushing garbage in one of the largest landfills in the country. It's now closed down after 9/11, but he spent 20 some odd years in the dump. He wasn't really surrounded by greatness on a bulldozer pushing garbage for 20 plus years. And he always found a way to, go out and find friends. That's what we do on the weekends. He'd go and just, meet people, and we go look at houses and see how other people lived. And so if you're not in a place where you're surrounded by great people, you might need to cut some people out to replace them by people who are doing some things that you aspire to, because we are going to become like the people we surround ourselves with. And I was fortunate that I knew early what I wanted to do. So at 17, I got certified as a personal trainer. And back, 30 some odd years ago, 31 years ago, the people who hired personal trainers were the most wealthy people. So I was training, doctors and attorneys and politicians and all these cool people in New York and New Jersey. They had their own airplanes. They had not just one huge home, but they had a beach home. They had a mountain home. They had a lake home. They had a ski lodge. I just started to see, like, oh my goodness, people don't just have one car, but they've got a sports car, and and it just allowed me to start dreaming. So even though it wasn't my life yet, I knew it was out there. I knew it was available. I knew it was possible. And it gave me something to aspire to. And I wish you could see the neighborhood that I live in now. I say it not to brag. I still train clients who have multiple homes and their own airplanes and all those things. But now I live in that neighborhood, and it's really cool. I've huge home, anything I could want, multiple cars, and it's an awesome life, but it's because I surrounded myself and I believed in myself. I believed it was possible, and anyone can do it. Guys, there's so much money out there in Isagenix. Don't leave any on the table. Kathy has this huge dream to have more 6- and 7-figure income earners than any other company in the world, and we're doing it at 223 millionaires. We're popping like one a week. That's amazing. How fast do you want to get there? Because faster is more fun. Keep talking to more people. That's what it comes down to. Kyla Crafts was here at our Super Saturday, and she said the difference is most people tell their story to 30 people. I told my story to 3,000. That's the difference. That's why she got to millionaire. She's not afraid to talk to people because she believes in herself. Use failure as a springboard. If you look at someone like Jimmy Smith, a no just means he's closer to the next yes. And it's the same for us. Don't go, oh, all my high school friends said no. Or, okay, great. That means I'm closer to the next yes. Use the failure to help build you. How can I get better? How can I use the tools? How can I improve my skills? How can I ask better questions? Use that to build you rather than be defeated and say, this isn't for me, it's not working. So develop your strengths is another one. I've been studying personal development for over 30 years, and everyone who is successful will tell you they come from the school of developing your strengths. So for example, for me to spend a lot of time developing my accounting skills, it's just futile. That is not worth it. I have no interest. I would rather hire people. I don't like looking at it. It's not my thing. I can understand numbers, but for me to try and understand, a lot, it's just not necessary. I want to do what I do well. So keep developing and soaring with your strengths. Figure out what gives you energy. What are you good at? And then use your team. The cool thing is someone on your team is going to be good at technology. Someone on your team is going to love to plan the events. Someone on your team is going to be, great at, creating flyers and spreadsheets or whatever your team is going to need. And then you do what you do well. That's the beauty of the team. And that's when it gets fun. You don't need to control anything. Just release it, empower people. And you're also building their belief as you're building your own belief. So develop your strengths. Constantly being inspired by books, by podcasts, by videos. Angela mentioned we have a book coming out. Ed is in the book. Laura's in the book. We have about 30 amazing people, a good handful from Isagenix, where we're telling our stories to inspire other people to live this lifestyle of family, of freedom, of fun, of fitness, of faith. That's what it's about. And so telling your story over and over, and it builds you up every time you hear it. Sometimes you can't believe it yourself. I mean, Angela probably gets shocked over her story. You probably, heard when her husband was in jail, and I mean, all these things she's overcome, crazy things. When you hear it, you have to stop and go, yeah, I'm doing okay. I've done some stuff. I've got a home. I've got cars. We vacation. This is good. And it inspires people, and it builds your own belief. Another is, we need to be in good health with Isagenix. When you're in good health and you have the energy to tell your story 5 more times and to go out and do another launch party and to do that phone call on Mother's Day or whatever, because you feel good. So be a product of the product because it works, and that builds your belief. I'm almost 50. Most women my age who are not on Isagenix can't keep up with me. That builds their belief. Most of my friends who are not on Isagenix, they've got multiple doctors, they've already had many surgeries, they're dealing with health issues. That builds my belief that I'm almost 50 and I feel like I'm 27. And so that will help you to feel better about talking about these products. It doesn't mean you need to look perfect and be a size 2 or have for the guys a 32-inch waist, but be in good health. The last thing I'll say is when I went to this success event, which was awesome, there was one woman there who really probably made the biggest impact on me. And you may have heard of her. Her name is Mel Robbins. And I'll quickly tell her story. She has a book. And I'll tell you the name of the book too, but she was at a very stressful point in her life. She was a professional, but she was staying at home at that point with 3 small kids. Her husband was in the restaurant business. He took a big risk and it was not working. They put their house on the line. Their kids' college money was in this business and it was going down fast. She was depressed. She was drinking every night. The kids were being late to school. I mean, she didn't have much to live for. She didn't feel like. And every morning she'd hit that snooze button. Snooze, snooze, as long as she can. Just didn't want to face her day. And one night she's in bed after a couple of cocktails and she sees a rocket launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The rocket launches. And it was just a moment for her where she looked at that rocket and she was like, I'm going to do that in the morning when my alarm goes off. And so the morning comes and the alarm goes off and she's thinking about hitting snooze and she goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she gets up and then she's like, okay, I'm up. And then she gets on with her day. And then she does it the next day and the next. And before you know it, the kids are on time for school. She's just launching her day. And she realizes I can do this with anything. Any decision, should I go to the gym? I don't know, I guess I can go tomorrow. Maybe I'll go at 6:30, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sneakers on, go to the gym. And she just started to do that and she was having amazing success. It was changing her whole life and it was almost like stupid to her. She didn't want to even mention it to anyone. But as she heard her friends and their problems, she'd be like, okay, this is really dumb, but it's working for me. Try this and see if it works for you. Well, now she has a book called The 5-Second Rule, New York Times bestseller. She's a CNN correspondent. She's one of the lead editors of Success Magazine. The night before she spoke for this event, she filled the American Airlines Stadium with people. Millions of people have read her book. They text her saying, I quit smoking because of the 5-second rule. I no longer, stop exercising. I go and exercise now because of this. I was going to commit suicide. I took 2 pills. I did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I went to the hospital. The point is you need something to launch you. So when you've got your list of Facebook, like Angela said, print it off, and it's time for you to sit down and make those phone calls, and you decide, well, I think I'll go scroll through social media and go watch some videos of cats or the Kardashians or something ridiculous. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. Pick up the phone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make that invitation, book that launch party. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, call your leader, tell them your goals, write them down, just do it. So yes, the why is important, the goal setting is important, but you need something to launch you into action, and that will help build your belief, because once you start building these small successes, the small successes turn into really big successes, and we're surrounded by it, and it's possible for every single person, which means it's possible for you. So are you willing to look in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm not worth it? Would you say to your family, you're not worth it? And if you're not willing to do that, if you believe you're worth it, if you believe network marketing is a 10, if you believe this is a great company, if you believe we have the best products, the best comp plan, the best leaders, then I want to encourage you to boldly go out there and be the difference maker. Pick up the phone, pick up the momentum, be bold, be courageous. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. And let's really go out and do something amazing. Well, thanks, Anne.
Kate as principal manager.
Thank you. How amazing was this call?
So good.
Oh, so good, Kelly. So,
Guys.
I just want to ask you a question. I was reading Tony Robbins' Success, and that's not what it's called. Unshakable. I'm sorry. And you got me thinking about the success event. And in the book, he talked a lot about 80% psychology, right? And 20% of it is mechanics. Would you agree with that, Kel, especially like in this business?
I mean, I've never used a script, not one time. I know they're out there, and Kathy's got some great scripts, and Eric Worre, and, PK Smith, there's some great scripts out there. I've never used one because I just I want to get to know people. I want to ask open-ended questions. I want to be a good listener. I want to connect with people. So the mechanics of using a script don't really work for me, but you need to be able to ask, are you keeping your options open? Are you willing to join? It's really totally about connecting with the people. It's an emotional decision, but are you willing to get started?
Absolutely. I think that many of times when people come into this, they don't know what's in store. And they hear a couple no's and they take it like, to the heart. Or somebody, will tell them that they're a crappy coach because they didn't call them on time. Or, we deal with so many things. And I think that for me, the answer is go to work. If somebody returns a box, well, go enroll somebody. Go to work. If somebody tells me, you know what, you're a terrible coach and I'm going to find somebody else and you couldn't connect with me on Saturday when I needed you, you know what, go enroll. Go back to work. And when your consultant falls off or when the person who you thought was going to build a legacy with you winds up returning the box, go enroll, go back to work. One person is not going to make or break you, but one person can change. You know what I mean? One person can change the life of your business. And it's just our job just to stay consistent. And I think that if we prepare new people for the ups and the downs and the greatness and the beauty at the other end, what's awaiting for them, but you got to shovel a lot of shit and you got to go through a lot of stuff and you're going to cry sometimes and you're going to deal with, some negative. If you prepare yourself appropriately, look, you're going to hear 10 no's before you get a yes. Look, you're going to get objections. Here's the most common ones. Money, husband, have no time. I got to do some research. If we prepare ourselves properly, and if we help our clients prepare for what's to come, we won't get so emotionally hurt or wounded. We just understand it's a job. Sometimes the cop on the street, he's had a great day. He's helped a lot of people. And the next day, the person is back out on the street. The same kid who he's just helped. It's a part of the job. You just have to dust yourself off and keep going and not let a bad week or a tough week or a family situation stop you from living the best life possible. And hearing you and getting to meet so many people from the company, I mean, you are so qualified in what you do, and it makes me so proud that you're a fellow network marketer. Not just that, a fellow network marketer in our company. And we're a part of something incredible, and I want to thank you so much for highlighting all those magnificent key points. And I hope we do wake up tomorrow and just shout in the mirror about how spectacular we are and how awesome we are. And you know what? Today, I'm going to have a great freaking day. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to have those conversations. I'm going to do what I have to do to build this magnificent life. You know, if you guys saw Kelly's house, it would just, you know, sum it all up for you. But let's take some questions. Let's have some feedback. This was a magnificent call, and I'm so pumped up. So let's you can unmute yourself and just give some feedback, some questions, anything you want to add or say or contribute, or just tell her how freaking magnificent she was tonight.
That was amazing, Kelly. Thank you so much. I have an entire sheet of notes, and you know, those are really great statistics when we're talking to people, because I don't think most people know, you know, how many billions of dollars network marketing contributes to the economy, and you know, the statistics about, you know, the number of women and the average household income and all of that. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I was at another event called Ambitious Women. It was a network marketing event. One of the very first speakers was Dr. Josephine Gross, and her company is Network Marketing Times. And they're really like on the forefront of network marketing, and they've got their own publications. They do tons of interviews. And she said that there's 4 billion people looking for jobs right now. And it's unbelievable, and there's just such a global rise in entrepreneurship. Less people want to work for other people. So she's got a lot of great information on their website. It's networkmarketingtimes.com. Dr. Josephine Gross, she's really sweet.
You guys should absolutely subscribe to Network Marketing Times. They send weekly newsletters with incredible inspirational stories.
Kelly, this is Paula Lavish. Thank you so much for sharing tonight. One of the things that I loved about what you shared is that there is no one right personality to be in this industry. I loved how you talked about top achievers kind of breaking out organically into, you know, all of the different personality types. And I think so many times people think that they have to have a particular cookie cutter personality in order to be successful in this business. But it was really refreshing to hear that even among the top most successful leaders in this company, you still find a range of personalities, but the one commonality is belief in themselves. And that was great to hear. Thank you.
That's good. And that's something we can all do. We can all believe in ourselves wherever we're at. That's where you start. And the more you believe in yourself, the more success you'll have. And the more success you'll have, the more the belief in yourself increases and it builds. And then you transfer that belief to other people. And you might even start believing in them more than they believe in themselves. I think every leader is guilty of that. And I get accused of that all the time. They'll be like, Kelly, I can't do that. You believe in me more than I believe in myself. And I'm like, that's okay. I can have some belief for you while you're still building yours. But let's lock arms and do this.
Awesome.
Anyone else? We'll take 2 more.
Kelly, this is Josh and Lisa Dunsky. Just want to say you are awesome, and that was just incredible. Just what we needed, really. That was so powerful, and just want to thank you so much for what you did tonight.
Thank you. I can't wait to meet you guys, and my pleasure. I'm happy to do it. I love doing this.
Awesome. Likewise. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Kelly, I cannot believe that you're almost 50. You look seriously like 25.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, well, 48, not quite 50, 48.
Keep drinking them shakes, Jen. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. This was a phenomenal call. The recording will be up tonight. We'll post a fun little assignment for you guys to do. Maybe Kelly and I will talk it out. Maybe it's positive affirmations or something cool. But guys, so little time left for that Crystal Executive Reset. I mean, we should all be gunning it, talking, creating consultants, offering incentives, really pushing, doing launch parties, asking the people on our team to invite 10, getting to their house. This is the time where you really want to gun it. And I hate to break it to you, but you got to be the one to do it first. Not one person on your team thinks that it is possible because we haven't done it yet. We have to jump in that pool of cold water, right? For the rest of the party animals to jump in. Somebody's gotta go first. And that's why we're all here, because it's gotta be us. You are the example for your team. You're the leader. And if they see you hit it, they're gonna think, holy cow, this is possible. Tom did it, Amber did it, Carol did it, Mercy did it. I can do it too. You gotta go first. You gotta be willing to put in the work. You gotta be willing to skin your knees, scrape your elbows, whatever you have to do. You've gotta open the doors for them to do it. You know, that's why we're here. We're leading. Yeah. So you guys are amazing. Kelly Calabrese, I love you so much. Tonight was amazing. I was laughing. I was crying. I don't know if I need a Kleenex or a shower. Anyway, have an amazing week, everyone. You guys are absolute rock stars. Give Kelly a big woo. Awesome job.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you very much, Kelly.
Awesome. You guys have an
Thank you.
amazing week.
Should I end it?